Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome. My name is Niyi Dunmade. Welcome to every one of you who are coming to Monday Morning Matters of May 2023. This is the fifth month of the year 2023, and we are having 5 Mondays, and this is the second Monday of the month of May. The second Monday in the month of May. Okay, I want to just appreciate you for hooking up with us. As I said again, my name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Okay, we're going to talk about the second series on the switch between control and growth. Welcome to everyone to this Facebook Live broadcast show, to the YouTube channel. We got some good new viewers on the YouTube channel, and we want to make sure that you continue to get value for watching us on YouTube channel. Thank you for hooking up with us. We are so grateful. Our topic this month is the switch between control for growth, or control and growth. We're glad you are part of this live broadcast show. I'm Niyi Dunmade. I'm the lead consultant, founder, and CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow, become, and get healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, trainings, and strategic blueprint. That's our objectives, and our vision is to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, and adaptable solutions. So we provide you with solutions that is sustainable, that is actionable, and is adaptable. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting. We are very few who have double certification from Church Consultation University and Society for Church Consulting, both in the US. I'm also your host to the Facebook Live broadcast show every Monday, 7 a.m. Nigerian time, GMT +1. I'm also known as a church health guide of the 21st century. We're going to do a little bit of promo, but before we do that, a big thank you to everyone who has been commenting, reacting, telling us how timely our content is. In fact, someone told me, God bless you forever. And I said, what a prayer. This is our passion. This is what we love to do. Even if even when we are not paid for what we are doing. This is what God has called us to do. So a big thank you for those who are commenting. A big thank you to those who are reaching out to us, liking our posts, sharing our content, making some comments, asking questions. I'd love to take questions on church matters so that our churches can become healthier as much as we can. So let's do a little bit of promo today, and that will help us pay some bills. Someone say pay some bills. Okay. So this money matter, we're going to talk about the switch between control and growth, and then we're going to also do a little bit of promo for Dr. Tom Rayner, a very fantastic church consultant. While I was in Society for Church Consulting, there are a lot of things I learned from him, in terms of consulting, church consulting. And so he is giving a massive offer. These things are more than what you pay for, but he's giving a over 40% discount on anyone who wants to be trained and certified as a church consultant to help your own church and to help other churches. That will be massive. That will be very important and very, very good for you and your church. So you want to become a certified church consultant to help churches revitalize and grow and become healthier, reach out to me in any of the social media handles, and I will give you the juice for you to take and partake of. We need more church consultants, as much as we need more churches, healthy ones for that matter, in our world today. Okay, next month we're going to be talking about church emergency preparedness checklist. What are the things you need to put in place to make sure that your church is ready for emergencies, for eventualities, for disruptions, for things that the future is going to throw at you. Most churches die because they are not ready for the future, and so we're going to look at some of those things you need to put in place for your church to thrive when there's a massive disruption in the future. And so we also need you to be aware of a massive book, a very, very impactful book I authored, forwarded by Dr. Tom Rayner, Church Retention Pathway to Growth. It's been massive. You need copies, let me know. We're going to get those copies across to you in no time. Please go on my YouTube page. You're going to see quite a lot of videos there that will help you and help your church move from where it is right now to where it is to be. And so we need to really look at some things. There's a symbolic meaning and an illustration of Christ and the church with the husband and the wife. Okay, so for us to be able to understand the relationship between Christ and the church, we need to understand the relationship between the man and the wife. Okay, so the thing is, it has to do with roles, responsibilities, which is going to be outplayed from control and delegation. So the thing is, be clear how much of delegation with regards to the life cycle. So I'm going to go into the life cycle briefly now. Okay, I'm going to go into the life cycle briefly. All right, so now that's a typical life cycle of a typical church. I mean, when I'm in a church now, I'm talking about a local church. Okay, we have at this point, the church is born. There's a launch phase. The church is born. There's a launch phase, and everyone is so happy. There is clear vision. There is excitement. People are excited that something new is about to happen at the launch phase. There's freshness. Okay, that's one of the things that you need to know is that there's freshness. You're on the other side, this side of the curve. If there's no freshness, that's burnout, distress, stress, dropout. You're going to have it at the other side. So there are two halves of the bell view of the guy. So what I'm saying, at the launch phase, there's a clear vision. That's at this point, there's a clear vision, there's excitement, there is celebration of new people because you are small, and so everyone is important, everyone is valuable. And then you move to the second stage, which is momentum growth, where you start to invite people, you start to relate with people to make sure that there's a family, there's relationships building up. And so because of that relationship, there is momentum growth. And then one of the things that happens here, I'm going to show you in the next slide, is there's more happening in the front door than the back door. While the other side is there's more happening in the back door than the front door. Okay, and so when you move to the strategic growth, which is the third stage, which I would say is more of like a between the teenager and the adult stage, okay, where you have new people coming into the church, you have inviting friends. There's more structure, there's more systems start up at the strategic growth phase, and because of that structure and systems, there's sustained health. And that's the fourth stage, which it brings about some multiplication. It brings about more ministry opportunities, focusing on translating vision to mission, and then you move to your prime. So at this point, you have a babyhood stage, you have the toddler stage, you have the adolescent stage, you have the teenager stage, and then you have the prime stage. Every church wants to be in the prime stage, but if you want to get to the prime stage, you have to embrace all the stages of growth, because you're going to need all those experiences to create another typical phase. I'm going to explain that shortly. And so in the other side of the you have more of the backdoor activities overshadowing the works or the activities of the front door, and that's why it brings about a maintenance, which is bringing about a slow growth. Okay, you are losing more people than you are gaining people, or you are losing more people and you are not gaining people at all, or you are losing more people and no one is coming to your front door. And so what happens is that you stay here for a while because you have experience over the years in terms of finance, in terms of structures you have done at this level. Okay, this is a negative. What happens here is the structure here, and here is what brings about the consolidation of the structure. And so what happens is that when you are here, instead of trying to go here to restructure, because you feel when you restructure you're going to get the strategic growth, it's better you move straight down to the launch phase and launch yourself again into another phase of growth entirely. I'm going to explain that shortly. So at this level, you are more in concern about those insights. So what happens is that what brings about this strategic growth is that the church is outwardly focused. The church is outwardly focused than inwardly focused. They are thinking of how to bring people in. Whereas in the other side of the Bellevue curve, they are concerned about maintaining those who they have so that they don't lose them than those who are outside. There's more people outside in the community than what you have in the church. I don't care what the attendance is. There's more people outside there to reach out. And that's why the church ministry is outside of the church walls. COVID has taught us that. And so we need to begin to refocus our attention on the mission, because at what happened here was there was so much of mission, vision, and that was what brought about the growth. But here there's so much of method, so there's going to be a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of bottlenecks, method over mission. But when you envision and you revisit the mission of the church, something will happen at this level to go upwards and to make sure that you are actually getting yourself. And what happens is that we go back to this stage of preservation where attendance starts to decline. There's a lot of friction, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of distress, a lot of burnout. Methods are becoming so established and sacrosanct, they don't want to be changed. They just, this is how we do it, this is how we're going to do it, and nobody's going to change it. The status quo remains, and because of that, that's why some churches go dying and they go into the life support. And so we need to make sure that we revisit the vision and the mission again, and to make sure that we are actually getting ourselves understood as a church. So what I'm saying quickly is the front door and the back door. Okay, these are different stages, and you as a church, reach out to us. Let us see how we can help you know where you are in any of these positions. And because once you know where you are, you can move yourself away from where you are. If you don't know where you are, there's a likelihood you can even get to a worse place. That's the truth. You can get to somewhere that is like a life support. Okay, so but that's not what we want for your church. Churches actually do die. Churches actually do struggle, and then there's always that issue of delegation, because at the launch phase, the pastor is doing everything. He's doing the ushering, he's doing the praise and worship, he's doing the message. And as time goes on, you need to release that control through delegation and release that, because you are not even the owner of the church. So I don't know why church leaders, pastors, owners of churches, founders, general overseers, archbishop like to hold on to control, because you cannot hold on to control and get the kind of growth that God wants to have. You have to release that seed through planting. You have to be willing to water, and then you allow God to bring the increase. That's just how the growth formula, church growth formula works. Okay, you used to have to move from these burnout areas, stress areas, to freshness. This is where the freshness is in your church. So, and see, as your church is growing to momentum growth, strategic growth, you need to bring some more freshness, some more specification, specialization. Okay, what happens here? There is more of generalization, and as you are going, you have to begin to create more ministries, more specialization than generalization, so that people get to be fulfilled by doing specific things. Okay, Paul planted, Apollos watered. It is God that caused the increase, that brings the increase. And so we need to make sure that there are groups of people who are doing plantings, there are groups of people in our church who are doing the waterings. Okay, so at this point, we need to understand that this is the birth phase, the infant phase, toddlers, teenager, young adult, prime phase. And then when you go to the that's maturity side, when you go to the other side, you begin to age, and then you begin to have some bureaucracies, and then decline, and then death. Churches do die. And there's a book I want to also, you want to read, To Dream Again. You see, what happens here is that we were dreaming. It's good to dream. It's good to also do something with your dream to make sure that those dreams come to pass. And so what brings about this massive growth here is the kind of beliefs, the kind of goals, the kind of structure that you have in place, that you have put in place for you to have this kind of growth. And so for this level, there's a set of beliefs, there's a set of goals, there's a set of structure that you need to put in place for your church to move on to the next level. So, and then here is also what I've explained so far, that you need to make sure that there's more front door activity, because if there's less front door activity, you're going to be on the red box, which is maintenance mode, preservation, and life support, which makes you lose members, lose people through the back door, and as much as that. One of the things I'll say quickly is, as you are the set man in here doing everything, you need to do three things. Okay, grow downwards, because the more you grow downwards, the more you grow upwards, and the more you grow together is what will make you get to the prime of maturity, where you have so much of vitality and sustainability. So here you grow down, you grow up, you grow together. What happens here is one of those three are actually lacking. Okay, where there's no more growth anymore. The pastor is not growing, and so is the leader of the church, or the department ministries are not growing, and so they are the leader of the church. They are not growing together, because for you to be able to have sustained health, you must be able to grow down to individually. You want to grow up, okay, collectively, corporately, and you also need to corporately grow together as a church. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to make you, that growth is in phases. Okay, you have the growth here, and what happens at this maturity? Let's say the pastor who is the pastor of the church is leading the church up to 150 at this level. Okay, the next level is 450. So for you to be able to move to a new growth, you need to be able to do what is going on here. That's, you need to dream again and do a kind of launch into a new phase of ministry of 450, or what if you're at, let's say, 2,000 here, you need to start thinking of 4,000. Okay, what are the success, the dreams, the structure of the new phase? Okay, the goals of the new phase, the objectives of the new phase. Do you want to have as a church? How can a pastor and church leader switch between growth and get switch between control and growth to get more growth? Okay, because at this level the pastor is doing so much. I was telling a pastor who is doing exceptionally well, and I told him that you're going to do much more than what you're doing. If you begin to specialize, if you begin to, you're not signing checks, you're not concerned about diesel, you're not concerned about administration, you're not concerned about serving tables, but you are just focused on the ministry of the word and prayer. So that's just what we're going to look. How much of delegation can you give to ministries? How much of delegation can you give to other people? So how you are structured will determine how your church is going to grow into what it should be in God. We're going to look at some of these things subsequently in Monday. How do you structure your church to make sure that you are actually making the needed impact in your church? Okay, I've run out of time. I know you've gotten some good juice already to what we have been saying so far. God, to what we have been saying so far. Please feel free to also look at my book on church retention, pathway to growth. You're going to look at some of those front doors, side doors, revolving doors, and back doors, and then how you're going to make sure you consolidate your church in growing in the right direction. I said quite a lot. If you have missed something, just watch the video again, and then that will help you move your understanding better. That will help you move your understanding better. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here with closure. You have any church related questions for me, you have any inquiries for me, let's have them through any of the social media handles scrolling on the screen. We are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, on YouTube. Please feel free to hook up with any of our social media handles on Magnicraft Consulting, and we're going to give you the best of answers that you're going to get anywhere around the world. So please feel free to ask me any of your questions on any of the social media handles. I'm sure you're going to get more than an answer from me. Okay, and then we're going to see how this relationship takes us to the level. This video has been helpful to you. Please do share us out to your community. All right, do give us a thumbs up, a like. I would also want to learn from you. You've heard from me all along. I also want to learn from you. Drop a comment in the comment section, and then you'll be glad to get a response from me. I respond to every comment, and I'm sure I'm going to stick to my word. If I'm going to have 1,000 comments, I'm going to give 1,000 responses. Okay, so please drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching me from, and then how we can help you become better, and with any resource that you need. We do consultation, we do revitalization, we do trainings, we do strategic planning. Reach out to us, and let's see how we can move your church from where it is right now to where it should be, with excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and results. Till I come your way next week, Monday, with the third episode of Switching Between Control and Growth, I say bye-bye, God bless you, and I love you.